Now we are going to work on the melodic techno track, and this time we are not going to work and mix inside of the project. Instead, we are gonna mix the track on the stems. Stems means the render files of every individual channel as a WAV file. To show you how to set up properly the stem to the project for your mixdown process, I just put everything inside of a fresh project. I drag drop my channels in here. And now I'm gonna show you how to route them properly for your mixing session. So now if you check the left corner, you are going to see the channels that I drag drop inside of my project. And now I'm gonna click one of the top and hold shift and click the bottom, which makes me to select all the channels that I have. Then I'm gonna drag drop them inside of my playlist. So now we have all the stems. They are arranged perfectly. Only difference like this impact sound, it's not a stem, but I just like to use it on the end of my track. That's why I was having it inside of the project. But anyways, those are the stem files. And for the sake of this tutorial, I didn't delete the kick bass filter, which located in a channel here. So it's gonna cut the low frequencies of my kick and bass. It's related to production process. That's why I decided to keep it on the project. But other than that, this is totally fresh, empty project. Now I'm gonna show you how to set up them properly. So my way to organize my playlist with holding shift and go to the one of the tracks and scroll with my mouse button, which helped me to move the tracks like that. And I like to place them like that. I like to start with kick, then I place my bass group, which is the sub, the bass, the res. It's already in the correct position. And then I like to put my drums. It's just how I work, you can do your organizing. But yeah, let's place the drums like that. Claps, some groove loop, some open hat. And then I like to put the pads, the arps, a little bit bottom of the project, because that's kind of my mixing priority. I first mix my low end, my kick and the bass, and then I work on the drums. And then I mix the leads or the synths or the background FX sounds, something like that. So yeah, for now we can leave it like that. And let me put the riser somewhere around here. I think it should place somewhere around the ending, but we are going to decide it later. Okay, now we are going to assign every channel, every stem, every wave file to the mixer. You can assign the stems manually by just placing it from the tracks number here. Or maybe you can just right click the track and go to the track mode. And in here, you can choose audio track. Let's say track 2. Now the track 2 is assigned to the track 2 inside of my playlist. The mixer track 2 is same with the playlist track 2, which is going to give us more options. Like you can now see the waveform inside of the playlist. If I play the kick. So we see the audio levels in here, but in this channel, since it's not assigned, there are nothing like that in here. So yeah, there are several ways to do it. Just find the best workflow which is easier, more useful for you. But for me, I kind of don't like this, because if you put one of the sounds to here, it's going to assign to the number 2 again as well. Like if I put the sub to here, you see it's automatically put it to number 2. If I put it in here, it stays on. So let's revert it. So it's kind of works like the other DAWs, but I think I love the flexibility of FL Studio. That's why I don't like to assign the tracks to the mixer. I just do it manually. It's more useful for me. So I'm gonna do like that. Let's put the kick in number 2 and let's rename the mixer as kick. And for the kick bass filter, I like to route my kick not to the master, to the kick bass bus in here, just to be able to use the automation that I already have in the project. So let's go to the second channel, which is sub. Let's double click and put it to the third channel, and I'm gonna call it sub. And now let's go to the bass. Maybe we can put it to fourth. We can call it bass. Let's go to the res channel. We can call it top bass. I'm gonna place it in number 5. And then since I have 3 different bass channels in here, I like to do like that. I'm gonna go to the next channel, press F2, and I'm gonna write it bass bus. And if you hold Alt and left click, left arrow, you can just move, left, right while holding Alt. So I'm gonna lock the channel by holding Alt Shift click. So it's gonna be on no matter which channel I solo. And I'm gonna unroute sub, bass, and the top bass from master. And I'm gonna route them to the bass bus that I just created. So with this, you can just tweak one knob and it's gonna, let's say, volume down the all bass channels, all the individual channels. So if your bass is like that, let's say you have a balance like that between them, and you wanna lower the volume of all the basses in the track. You don't need to volume 3 different faders. You can just work with one fader because the groupings are always makes your life more easier. And also I do something like that. I'll right click to the bass channel and click to the separator. Now we can separate the groups in the mixer so it can visually help us to see what's going on easily. And I'm gonna make a separator in here as well. So now we have the bass group. And if you control and drag like that while holding control, let me do it again, you can choose multiple channels. Then let's right click, change color, and let's go put a color. And it's gonna apply to the all channels that we highlighted. So I'm gonna do the same with the kick. So yeah, now we can clearly see which groups are located in which place in the mixer. Let's keep doing that. So we have the top loop. Let's place it in here. So the top loop. We have the hi-hat loop. We have a rolling head. Clap. Another top loop. And open hat. So now the drums are ended, right? So why not make a drum group in here? And let's lock it with Alt-Shift click. And then let's try to this time route all of them to the drum group by holding Control and choosing them all. And now I'm gonna hold Alt-Shift while I'm right-clicking the drum group bottom arrow and route to this track only. Let's choose it. And with this, all of the highlighted channels are routed to our drum group. Let's make another separator in here and highlight all the drums. And let's give them maybe this time a yellow color. So yeah, now it's time to route to ARP, the main ARP. Let's call it ARP. We have a chord pad, another pad. So we have a white noise. Maybe we can put the white noise a little bit after. And lastly, we have the drop lead, but I think I like to process the drop lead with return and send effects to show you properly how that terms work, That's why I'm gonna need 3 channels at least. So one is the lead itself. One channel is lead final, like the lead group as we did in the drum group or bass group. So let's lock the channel. Let's put a separator. And now I'm gonna put a reverb and a delay. And probably that's all for now. And I'm not gonna touch the routings till I'm processing the channel, so you will understand more clearly. I don't like to do it now. And we have an impact riser. Let's put it somewhere around here. So probably we can make a separator in here. So these 3 are our synthesizers. Let's give them a color. So those are the FX. Maybe give them another color. And the leads, lastly. So let's choose like that. So and now our mixer is well organized to mix the stem project. And this is how you do when you are working with the stems, when you're making collaboration with other producers and they can send you stem projects, stem files like that. All you need to do is group them properly, organize your project, and then start your mixing. And before I end the section, probably the last thing we should do to route the bass group to the kick bass bus that's already located in the project, just to use the filter. So the logic between this, I don't like to put 2 different filters in case if I like to cut the low or high frequencies in kick and bass at the same time. If I group them inside one track, I can just put one filter that can apply to both of the channels.